This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
This gives... I'm happy for Tua, man. That's really what I am so happy for Tua, because Tua had to walk into a building playing for a coach that didn't want him from day one, pretty much sabotaged him, and was fighting against him the entire time. So the atmosphere was terrible. He couldn't hire offensive coaches if his life depended on it. Chris Greer tried to save his ass by getting him, Changaley, and he had to scare Changaley off. And so now Tua gets to go to work with a guy in a head coach in Mike McDaniel that believes in him and wants to support him and wants to build around him. And the front office already wanted to build around him. And now they go out and make moves to help him. And like I told you, they're not anymore in the sense of waiting for people to develop anymore. They've got to get Tua going in these next 2 seasons so they can pay him. But you're not going to be able to pay him if we kept the same environment the first 2 years. It would have been utter failure. And look how he's viewed by some of you, because you can't see through the trees. You don't see that there's no offensive line and no running game and no offensive coaching, no play calling, terrible play design, all of those things. Now he gets to go in a building where the play design will be elite, where people are competent and they know how to teach the run game, where now the front office can actually go and improve the line by acquiring players. They tried to acquire Eric Flowers, but the head coach didn't want Eric Flowers a year later. He would rather have Austin Jackson at guard. Sabotage. No, let's just start this kid against the Rams defensive front. Sabotage. No, I'm going to stay with Jacoby Brissett. Sabotage. It's amazing. So now he doesn't have a guy that's sabotaging his career. He now will have an offensive line. He will now have an offensive line coaches. He will now have an offensive coordinator that will scheme, and they will play design properly to complement one play after another, to set up one play after another, to set up one series after another. Because there is a rhyme and a reason to all of this. There are habits. There are things that you like to break. There are things you want to tease. There are things you want to sucker the opponent with. And the offensive coordinator does that on a consistent basis. And he does it in line with his offensive line coach. But you didn't have that synergy here. You didn't even have any of that there. He will have that now. When he walks into that building, he will have the support that he needs, like every quarterback in the history of time needs. Because no quarterback walks in and says, I don't need anybody. I can do it all myself. You remember like that Jagoff in the replacements that played with the regular team, but then he came in and bumped Shane Falco out and was like abusive to everybody and all that crap, and he's better than ever. No, that's the guy that dies on the field. Because the quarterback's going to need everybody. So now finally Tua walks into the building and he will have the support he needs. So I'm super happy for Tua Tagovailoa, because now his career will flourish and he will take off. Every quarterback needs support. Dan Marino didn't get it. Didn't get the defense, didn't get half the offensive line, didn't get the running game, and never won a title. And didn't have enough playoff success like he should have, because he didn't have that support staff.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.